welcome to this Body Club workout. My name's Jess and I'm going to be running you through a 30-minute yoga class today. So we're going to get nice and warm, run through a couple of different rounds of sun salutations, so really building some heat and energy in the body. So this is perfect for doing either early morning or perhaps around lunchtime or that mid-afternoon slump, just to get you fired up for whatever you've got going on in the rest of your day. So we're just going to start by taking a few rounds of breath. So get on your feet and step your feet maybe hip width apart. So pressing down into all of your 10 toes, the balls of your feet and your heels. Start to squeeze the muscle through your legs, squeeze your belly. Roll your shoulders back and down, standing nice and tall and strong. And become aware of your breath. So just to begin with, connect with your natural rhythm of breath. And then we're going to take 3 full rounds of a deep breath. So slowly inhale into the nose, open up the ribs, and breathe into your belly. Exhale from the belly. Close the ribs and release from the chest. Take 2 more rounds in your own time. Work with the length of your breath and in your body. So when you've taken your 3 full rounds, just gently blink your eyes open. So we're going to come to the top of the mat. Step your feet together, standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to start and end each sequence from here. So I'm going to start with 2 rounds of a classical sun salutation. I'm going to talk you through it. So take an inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to prayer at your heart center, pressing the hands gently together. As you inhale, send the hands up towards the ceiling. Reach tall, and an option to press your hips forwards as you drop backwards into a back bend. Exhale, hinge from the hips, dive the body down into a standing forward fold. Separate the hands, take them either side of the feet. If you're feeling really tight in the backs of the legs or perhaps the lower back, you can take a soft bend into the knees. Inhale, step back with your left foot. And exhale, drop down onto the left knee, find your low lunge, pressing the hips down and forwards, perhaps scoop the tailbone under, open the chest. Inhale, lift off the back knee and take a big step back, find your way into high plank, press back into the heels, squeeze through the thighs, squeeze the belly. Exhale, drop the knees, followed by the chest and chin, keep the hips lifted here and bring the elbows into the ribs. Inhale, sink the hips down. And inhale, press to cobra. Squeeze the elbows in, open through the chest. You can keep it quite low as we start to warm up into the body. Exhale, over the toes, downward dog. So feet about hip width apart, press into your hands and sink down into your heels. Inhale, bring the left knee into the chest. Step the foot in between the hands. You might need to take 1, 2, even 3 steps, that's absolutely fine. Work with your body. Drop the back knee on the exhale, look forwards. Inhale, step to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together and as you exhale, fold the crown of the head down. Again, option to bend the knees. Inhale, hinge from the hips, bring the hands up. Press the hands together, stay here if this gives you enough, if you want a bit more, drop back. Exhale, hands to prayer. And release, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer, same sequence on the right side. Inhale, the hands up and over. Exhale to dive down. Inhale, step back with the right foot. Exhale, drop the right knee. Open the chest, look forward, sink your hips open, enjoy that stretch there. Inhale, step to plank. And exhale down onto the knees, chest and chin into Ashtanga Namaskara 8-point pose. Inhale the hips down and press into the hands, open into Cobra. So open the chest, draw the shoulders back. Exhale to down dog. Heels down. Inhale, pick up the right foot, bring the knee into the chest and step in between the hands. Exhale the left knee down, low lunge, look forwards. Inhale, press off the back knee, big step to the top of the mat, bring the feet together. Exhale to fold, perhaps finding a little bit more room each time you fold. Inhale, hinge from the hips, bring the hands up. Big breath in, bring the hands together, press the hips forwards. Exhale, hands to prayer. And release, Tadasana. Take a breath here. Just notice any changes that you feel in the body. We're going to take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, so slightly different sequence, and holding into our down dogs for 5 breaths. Hopefully get nice and warm. Inhale the hands straight up this time. Look up towards the thumbs, squeeze the belly in, close the lips. Exhale, dive down, fold forwards. Uttanasana. Inhale, look forwards. So you can come up onto your fingertips here or take your hands to your shins, open the chest, drop the shoulders back, squeeze the belly. Hold the breath. Take the hands down, you can walk, step or jump your way to plank. Option 1, drop the knees and untuck the toes. And then send the elbows back to lower down through a variation of Chaturanga. Drop down onto the belly. Inhale, Cobra, press into the hands, open the chest. Exhale, over the toes, lift the hips and knees. Down dog, 5 breaths here. So settle into your downward dog, inhale for 1, 2, 3. Really grip down into every corner of your hand, into the fingertips. Inhale, 4. And 5. Coming up onto the tiptoes. Bend the knees, look forwards and come to the top of the mat. You can walk, step or jump depending on how much energy you've got today. Half fold on the inhale. Either coming onto the fingertips or hands to shins. Exhale, fold the crown of the head down. Full fold. Inhale, hinge back through the hips. Bring the hands up, reach tall, look up towards the thumbs. Exhale, your hands come through Tadasana. Take a breath. So we're going to do 2 more rounds as you become a bit more familiar with the sequence, perhaps finding a bit more in each pose, in each transition. Inhale the hands up. Spread wide, reach tall. Exhale, dive down. Bowing down to the earth, bring the crown of the head down. Inhale, look forwards for your half fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Hold the breath as you make your way to high plank. So take option 1 if that's right for you, which is dropping the knees. For something a little bit stronger, hinge forward from the toes, so the shoulders come forwards over the wrists. And exhale the elbows back, hug them into the ribs, through Chaturanga, drop down. Inhale, take Cobra, pressing into the palms, look up, elbows in. Exhale, over the toes, downward facing dog. So stepping your feet hip width apart. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Keep squeezing into your belly. Close your front ribs. 4. And 5. Coming up onto the tiptoes. Bend the knees, look forwards. And come to the top of the mat into your half fold on the inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, hinge from the hips, come to standing, hands up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. And take a breath and see how your body's feeling. Final round. Inhale, your hands up. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, look forwards. Hold the breath as you find your plank. So stick with option 1 or option 2 For option 3, bend the elbows. Pause when you get to Chaturanga Dandasana, looking for right angles. Option to swing to up dog. So lifting off the hips and knees as you press into the hands. Exhale over the toes, downward dog. 5 breaths here. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come up onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forwards. Come to the top of the mat into your half fold and fold down. Inhale, come to standing. Press into the feet, the hands come up, look up to the thumbs. Tadasana. So take a pause here, standing at the top of your mat, press your feet together, pressing down into your feet. Squeeze through the legs, squeeze the belly. Just notice how your body's feeling. Notice any changes to your breath. Maybe your heart's beating a little faster. Maybe you're feeling a bit warmer. Okay, inhale, hands up. Exhale, dive down. So we're coming into our forward fold and we're just going to pause here for a few breaths. So feel free to have a bit of a pedal into the backs of the legs as you try to make space in your fold. So work with your breath to find your way into as much of a stretch here as feels right for your body. You can connect the hands around the backs of the knees, the calves, maybe around the ankles, and just use that bind in between your hands and the lower part of your limb. And then inhale. Find length through the spine, drop the shoulders back, open the chest. Exhale, fold down. So using your breath, find your fold. Okay, release the hands from the feet, take them down either side, and then just step the feet back into downward facing dog. So again, feel free to have a bit of a pedal here. Should be feeling a bit warmer now into the backs of the legs. So pressing down really strongly into your hands. See if you can straighten through the arms. Close the ribs, stretch into the shoulders, squeeze the belly. And then sink down into the heels as much as feels comfortable for you. Inhale, lengthen your left toes up behind you for a 3-legged dog. Keep your alignment through the rest of your dog and sink down into the right heel. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest, the shoulders come forward as the wrists step in between the hands. Drop the back heel so the back foot is in line with the short edge of the mat. We're setting up here for warrior 2. So press into that front leg, sweep the hands around. Sink into the front knee, which stacks over the ankle. Open through the chest and shoulders, squeeze the belly, draw the tailbone down, looking over your front middle finger. Standing strong and powerful in your warrior. 5 breaths here. So be strong in your shoulders, keep your hands spread wide. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, keep squeezing through your belly, be really strong, and 5. Flip your front palm, the palm faces the ceiling and sweep the hand up and over the top, reverse your warrior. So reach this hand up towards the ceiling and then drop into a gentle back bend and a side bend. Sink back down into the front knee if you've lifted up. This back hand can come down and rest on the thigh, perhaps the knee. If you've got space, wrap it around the waist, around the back. Perhaps reaching these fingers for the left thigh. Breathe. Find space through this side of the body, find space in the ribcage. Inhale, come back, warrior 2. And exhale, drop the left elbow onto the left knee, coming into extended side angle pose. Take this top hand up and over. Keep your belly and your chest square to the front, sink down into the hips. Enjoy that stretch and reach this hand over the head. Looking up into the front hand. Option 1, Stay here if this gives you enough. Option 2, if you've got space, sink this left hand down to the inside of the foot. Keep your hips open, your belly, your chest square. Keep breathing wherever you are. Option 3. If you've got space, you can take this hand and wrap it around the back. And then see if you can sink this left shoulder down into the inside of the knee, passing your left hand underneath the thigh, and see if you can connect the fingers together into a bind. Just an option, so have a play, see if you've got space, but don't worry if you haven't. Breathe. Release from your bind and take the hands down to frame the front foot. Square off the back toes, so all 10 toes facing forwards, look forwards. High lunge, runner's lunge. Press back into that back heel, your back leg is strong, squeeze the belly. Inhale, step to plank. Vinyasa. You can meet us in child's pose if you want to take a break. Exhale, elbows back. You can either drop down from here and take cobra, or option, swing to up dog. Exhale, downward dog. So drop down onto the knees, untuck the toes, and just take a couple of nice big long breaths in child's pose, Balasana. Okay, same thing on the right side, so let's meet back in downward dog. Feel free to again have a bit of a pedal. Check in on how your down dog is feeling as we get warmer through this practice, perhaps finding a bit more room to sink down into the heels. Be strong in your hands and squeeze your belly. Inhale, the right toes up. Split your dog. Find room to send the right toes up to the ceiling. Keep that back leg strong and active and sink down into the left heel. Exhale the knee into the chest. Step in between the hands and drop the back foot. So the back foot becomes parallel with the short edge of the mat. The front heel in line with the middle of the back arch. Set up your feet, find your balance, and when you're ready, sweep round, Virabhadrasana 2. Broaden the shoulders across the back, squeeze your belly, sink into the knee. Breathe, enjoy your pose. Looking over the front fingers, 5 breaths here. 1. Inhale, 2, keep scooping the tailbone down towards the ground. 3. 4. And 5. Flip your front palm, reverse warrior, send it back. Reaching the right hand up towards the ceiling, sinking down into the knee. Find length through the belly and through the side of the body to reach the hand up and over the top. Bend back down to front knee if you've lifted up. Back hand can take support from the back of the thigh. If you've got space, wrap it around. Perhaps your fingers meet with the right thigh. Inhale, warrior 2. Open up. Exhale, bending the right elbow down onto the knee and sweep the hand over the top. Extended side angle, lovely stretch through the side of the body, keep pressing down to the outside edge of your back foot. Option 1, stay here if this is giving you enough. Don't feel like you have to try all the options if they're not right for your body. Option 2, taking the right hand down to the inside edge of the right foot, keep sweeping the hand up and over the top, open the hips, open the ribs. Option 3, turn this palm so it's facing backwards, and take it around the back of the thigh. Perhaps find room to sink the shoulder down. Pass your hand underneath the thigh, like you're serving your plate backwards. And then reach the hands together, perhaps binding the fingers, maybe the wrists, wherever you can reach as an option. Breathe. Take 2 more full rounds of breath here. If you've gone for the bind, keep rolling that top shoulder open. 1 more breath. And then release from the bind if that's where you've gone in that pose. Take the hands down either side of the front foot, straighten it off. The back toes, find your runner's lunge, look forwards. Be strong in that back leg. Press into the heel. Squeeze the belly open into the hips. Inhale to plank and take your vinyasa. Exhale. Hinge forward from the toes. You can drop the knees here, remember. Exhale the elbows in and either drop down and take cobra or press forward to up dog. Exhale to downward dog. Drop down onto the knees, untuck the toes, take a breather. So take a couple of rounds of breath here. You can just roll gently over the thighs, rolling over the feet. Just anything that helps your body to relax while you catch your breath and check in on how you're feeling. Okay, we're going to come back to down dog. And just work on firing up the core and shoulders a little bit. So as you inhale from your down dog, press forward from the toes, bring the shoulders over the wrists, find your high plank, press back into the heels. Squeeze the belly, squeeze the thighs. Exhale, down dog. So just flow your breath a few times from plank to down dog, inhale forwards. Exhale, down dog. Once more, inhale. Exhale, hips up and back. So adding in movement with one leg, inhale your left toes up. Exhale, bring your knee into the chest as the shoulders come over the wrists. Keep squeezing the left knee, thigh into the belly, into the chest. Look in between the hands. Down dog, three-legged dog. Exhale the knee into the chest. Send it back. Take one more round. Exhale forwards, looking in between the hands. And send it back. This time it's coming round to the side as you exhale. Send the left knee towards the left elbow, perhaps up towards the shoulder. See if you can attach it there. Pause. Send it back. 2 rounds of this. Exhale, bring the left knee forwards. Shoulders come over the wrists. Connect the knee with the upper arm and back. Once more. Exhale. Find the connection, take a pause, keep pointing through your left toes, squeeze the belly, squeeze the shoulders, send it back, three-legged dog, down dog, and child's pose. Take a rest, take a breath, relax. So if you find you need to give your shoulders a bit of a break, feel free to take your hands down to your feet, your palms facing the ceiling. So this is really good for building the strength through the core and the shoulders. That's going to help with a lot of your yoga poses. So feel free to do these drills, this practice, as many times as you've got energy for, really. Okay, same thing, right side. Inhale, right toes up. Keep strong, straight and aligned in your split dog. Exhale the knee to the chest. And send it back. Inhale. So squeezing the knee into the chest, look in between the hands, bring the shoulders forward, send it back. Once more, exhale, and split the dog. So the same thing now, bringing the right knee around the side. Exhale, bend the right knee, bring it around the side, connect it with perhaps the elbow, maybe the tricep, maybe up into the shoulder, send it back. Exhale, round to the side, squeeze, give yourself a smile. We're going to do one more. Exhale, find the connection. Pause, be strong, and send it back. Drop to down dog, drop to child's pose. Take a breath. Rest. So just one more flow from plank to down dog, and then we're going to come down onto the mat. So find your way to downward dog. start dropping down into the knees. So bend the knees, perhaps connect the belly with the thighs, start to look forwards, press into the feet. Track the shoulders forward so they come over the wrists. And exhale to down dog. Move slowly and with your breath. So exhaling the knees down. Inhale to press forwards. Find your high plank. Exhale to down dog. One more round. Inhale. Exhale, drop the knees. Inhale, press forwards. And exhale to down dog. Lovely, well done. We're going to take a vinyasa and then we're going to come down onto the mat. So find your way to plank. Use your option to lower the body down, either drop the knees or hinge forward from the toes, elbows back. You can pause in chaturanga and drop down or swing to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Final down dog of this practice, so just take a check in and see how it's feeling. And then drop the knees, take a rest. So drop the head down. You can take the hands down towards the feet so your palms face the ceiling, relax the shoulders. So just press up. So you're sitting back on your feet in hero pose. And then you can fold up the feet underneath the body or perhaps swing the legs around to one side. However feels better for you. Connecting the sitting bones with the ground and send the feet out in front. I'm going to take a seated fold. So press the heels down into the ground. Just have a wiggle around so your sitting bones firmly connected with the ground. Sit tall. Relax the shoulders. Squeeze the belly nice and long and straight through the spine. Inhale, hands up. And exhale, fold forwards. So this seated fold, Paschimottanasana, is the same shape as our standing fold, but just notice how it feels different with gravity working in a slightly different direction. So looking for length through the back again. So connect your hands with perhaps your knees, your calves, your ankles, whatever they'll reach. Inhale, find length through the back, drop the shoulders down, open the chest, look forwards. Exhale, hinge a little more from the hips. As you fold, inhale, find length. And exhale to fold. Use your breath until you find your maximum stretch, and then feel free to go ahead and just drop the head down and relax here. So releasing from your fold, slowly bring the body up. Feel free to take a gentle roll around into the shoulders. Just release any tension. We're going to come down onto our backs. So you can come down, keep squeezing the belly, come down slowly with control, or perhaps you want to just flop down on the mat, whatever works for you. So just allow the body to settle down into the ground here for a moment. We're going to take Matsyasana, fish pose, just to counter all the folding that we've been doing, and open up through the chest. Bend your knees, bring the soles of the feet to the ground and just lift your sitting bones up. We're going palm down with the hands and make the thumbs touch. And then just sit the buttocks down onto the tops of the hands and straighten through the legs. So squeeze your elbows in as close together as you can and then press into the elbows, press into the forearms to lift the chest. Stay here. If this gives you enough, you can look down towards the feet. If it's comfortable for your neck, just dropping the head back. So you can lightly connect the crown of the head with the ground, but don't press any weight down into the head and the neck. All of the weight is coming down into your forearms, so just take a few rounds of breath here. Notice how your breath feels different with the chest wide open, squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you. Take one more breath here. And then press into the elbows, look back down towards the feet. And you can just wiggle the hips up and down to release the hands from underneath the body. And we're going to drop down and spend the last minute of this practice in Shavasana, resting pose. So your options for Shavasana, you can take a bend into the knees and connect the soles of the feet with the floor. This might feel a bit easy for your lower back. You can open the hands up towards the ceiling. If you're comfortable, take the legs straight, the feet a little wider than the hips, the toes fall out to the sides. So make sure that you don't get cold here. Make sure that you've got enough layers on to keep warm and allow your body to soften and relax. Soften the breath. So you can take a quick scan through the body here. Just notice anything that feels new and different from the beginning of this practice. So just reflect on your practice and allow the body to remember to reset. So starting to deepen back into the breath. Your inhales and exhales become a little longer as you start to re-energize the body. When you feel ready, just start to have a bit of a wiggle around into the fingers and the toes, rolling into the wrists and the ankles, and you can take the hands all the way up overhead and stretch fully through the body. Bring the knees gently into the chest and just take a roll around there on the lower back as you give yourself a nice big hug and you say well done to yourself for showing up for your practice today. So dropping over onto one side when you're ready and slowly press to sitting. Coming back to our comfortable seated position where we started from. So just drop the hands down onto the knees, relax the shoulders. Inhale, the hands up. Nice big breath in, stretch tall, and exhale the hands down to the heart space. Thank you so much for following on with this practice today. I hope you enjoyed and wishing you a wonderful rest of your day.